Am I the eye-hole for feeling angry and frustrated when my girlfriend consistently rejects my advances and shows no interest in intimacy? I still remember the day we met like it was yesterday. We hit it off immediately, and I thought I'd found someone special. We started dating, and everything seemed perfect. She was charming, beautiful, and intelligent. Everything I wanted in a partner. But as the months went by, I began to notice a pattern. At first, I was understanding when she told me she wasn't ready for lovemaking. I thought we needed time to get comfortable with each other, and I was willing to wait. After all, I wanted our relationship to be built on a strong foundation of trust and communication. But as the weeks turned into months, her excuses started to pile up. Whenever I tried to initiate intimacy, she would brush me off with a "not ready" or some other lame excuse. It was infuriating because I knew she had no problems sleeping with other guys in the past. She had a history of hooking up with random people at clubs, engaging in threesomes, and having casual lovemaking with friends. But when it came to me, her boyfriend of 7 months, she suddenly developed cold feet. I tried to talk to her about it several times, but she would just give me vague promises that things would get better soon. Meanwhile, our relationship remained stagnant. We'd go on dates, watch movies together, and engage in superficial conversations. But there was no real connection or intimacy. The worst part was that she seemed to be enjoying the power dynamic in our relationship. She would string me along, giving me just enough attention to keep me interested, but never delivering on any real intimacy. It felt like I existed solely as her decoration or accessory. As time went on, my frustration grew. Why did she get to dictate the terms of our relationship while I got nothing in return? Why did she get to decide when we could take things further while I was left waiting indefinitely? It felt like emotional manipulation at its finest. A few days ago, I finally confronted her about my frustrations. We got into a heated argument when I told her that it wasn't fair that other guys got to have lovemaking with her without putting in any effort while I'd been waiting for 7 months and getting nothing in return. She claimed that she's changed and no longer wants casual lovemaking. Instead, she seeks connection and emotional intimacy now that we're together officially as boyfriend-girlfriend. Yes, those were her words. But how could she expect me to believe that after months of rejection? I called her out on her hypocrisy, pointing out that she'd had no problem engaging in casual lovemaking before, but now expected me to wait indefinitely for something more meaningful from her end. It didn't add up. In response, she tried to turn the tables on me by saying that I was being unfair and pressuring her into lovemaking, which couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is that I'd done everything a good boyfriend should do. Taken her on dates, expensive ones too, bought her gifts, she loved designer brands, taken care of myself, gym memberships included, and my home, cleanliness freak here, yet received nothing but rejection in return. Then came the final straw. Yesterday, after months of rejecting me, suddenly decided she was ready for lovemaking, probably because our relationship was on life support and needed some CPR. When asked for lovemaking for the first time ever in our 7-month-long relationship, guess what? No! Her reaction, explosive, yelling at me for refusing lovemaking and accusing me of being selfish. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Here's someone who rejected me countless times, suddenly playing victim when I did the same thing once. Since then, crickets, complete silence. As an aside, because some people seem not be reading my responses, let me clarify a few things. 1. During these 7 long months together, all we shared were occasional hugs, if even that much. When we talked about taking things further romantically or physically, forget about it. Just because we're dating doesn't mean either one of us owes each other anything beyond respect. I didn't sign up to be her personal emotional tampon or her experiment in emotional intimacy. People seem more concerned about how hurtful it is when one person rejects another than acknowledging how painful it is when someone gets rejected repeatedly over several months. Newsflash: rejection hurts, no matter who's doing the rejecting. Double standards abound here. Men are held accountable for their actions while women get away scot-free. It's like society expects men to be understanding and patient forever, but God forbid we express our own needs and desires. Yes, we were officially boyfriend-girlfriend. Don't pretend like this isn't true. We had the labels, the social media posts, the whole 9 yards. For those who need context, lovemaking for free means those guys didn't put any effort into winning over my girlfriend, like they were entitled or something, whereas I invested so much time, effort, money, patience, etc., only to be rejected, pushed away time after time. In hindsight, maybe if I'd dumped her long ago, I would have saved myself from wasting my mental well-being, energy, and money on someone who clearly wasn't interested in a real relationship. But I held on to hope that things would change, that she'd finally come around and appreciate me for who I am. It took all this drama before I realized my worth. I deserve better than someone who treats me like an option rather than a priority. I deserve someone who values my feelings and desires as much as their own. As I reflect on this toxic relationship, I'm left with more questions than answers. Why do people think they can treat others like dirt and get away with it? Why do we enable this behavior by staying in relationships that are clearly unhealthy? I'm still processing my emotions and trying to make sense of it all. But one thing's for sure, I won't be making the same mistakes again anytime soon.